Here is Groenewegen. They are hoping to get themselves back into the race.
Welcome to stage 2 of the Dauphiné. Another lumpy outing on the menu today with 4 categorised climbs between Saint-Péray and Brives-Charensac, just under 170 kilometres to cover. The day's biggest climb is the VUILLERMOZ Alexis, which will make life hard for the pure sprinters like Dylan Groenewegen. Officially it's 11.6 kilometres at 4.1%, but the road keeps rising after the KOM point. There is also the Côte de Roac, 1.2 k's at 5.9%, and that tops out with just 9 kilometres to go.
Aujourd'hui, c'est encore une étape un peu similaire à celle d'hier, donc.
Today's stage is similar to yesterday's, and I don't think Bike Exchange are going to ride. Trek tried to up the tempo on the climb yesterday to get rid of the sprinters. Perhaps they'll try again, but if they do, they'll be helping Van Aert. I think there could be a chance today for the breakaway.
Peut-être qu'il y a encore il peut y avoir une chance pour les échapper, je pense.
Well, yesterday's stage winner Wout van Aert is once again the favourite, although the Belgian champion will face competition from the youngsters that he beat yesterday.
Similar stage like yesterday, at least that's what I expect. Can be hard, some tough climbs on the road, but it depends on the interest of other teams. So we really need to be ready for attacks on the jersey.
I mean, it's not super intimidating once you're there. You have a lot of adrenaline, but at the end of the day, I had the position to come around him, but I just didn't have the legs, so obviously he's a really hard guy to beat.
No, probably not. I think he won the Mont-Ventoux stage in the Tour last year, so I don't think it's going to be a small group over the climb, but potentially some guys will get dropped.
Well, it took over 20 kilometres for a breakaway to form after a fast-paced start, but 6 riders eventually got away. They soon had a gap of over 4 minutes to the peloton, clipping along at almost 45 kilometres an hour during the first hour of racing. With a maximum of 10 King of the Mountains points available, Pierre Rolland was guaranteed to keep the polka dot jersey. Up at the front then, French all-rounder Olivier GAC from GROUPAMA FDJ, Norwegian sprinter Anders SKAARSETH from UNO-X Pro Cycling, Alexis VUILLERMOZ from TOTALENERGIES, officially his team's leader at this race and looking for a 9th career victory. Anthony Delaplace from Arkea's Samsic, he won Paris-Camembert a few months ago. American youngster Kevin Vermaeke, who sprinted to 13th in yesterday's opening stage. And Zonder Vervloesem from DSM, the young Belgian on the hunt for KOM points over the first 2 climbs, but he was then dropped on the Col de Mezelac. The gap remaining fairly steady. There was no great urgency in the peloton as they wound their way onto the longest climb of the day. Bike Exchange doing their best to shepherd Groenewegen safely to the summit, and at this point the Dutchman was able to handle the pace in the peloton. However, with the gap still around 4 minutes to the breakaway, a couple of teams decided it was time to go to work. Ineos Grenadiers and EF Education Easy Post upping the tempo, and the breakaway's advantage began to tumble. The sprinters also began to go backwards, Groenewegen and Bike Exchange facing another tough chase just as they did yesterday. Trek Segafredo and Jumbo-Visma also lending a hand at the front of the peloton to ensure that the Dutchman wouldn't see the front of the race again. Phil Bauhaus meanwhile became the 4th rider to abandon the Dauphiné. Well, Bike Exchange did their best, but they soon trailed the bunch by nearly 2 minutes and the gap kept growing. The big question now was, could the peloton catch the 5 riders out at the front? They still had a minute and a half heading into the final 30 kilometres. VUILLERMOZ, SKAARSETH, GAC, Vermaeke and Delaplace cooperating very nicely indeed. The gap was coming down, but not fast enough as far as the peloton were concerned. Onto the Côte de Roac inside the final 10k, with Trek Segafredo doing some damage. 50 seconds and then 40 seconds and then 30 seconds the gap, but after the summit there was a bit of hesitation in the bunch. The gap holding steady at around 30 seconds. As the momentum swung back towards the breakaway, the 5 leaders could even afford to play a little bit of cat and mouse in the final kilometres of the stage. Van Aert & Co wouldn't make it back, and the winner would come from the breakaway.
Delaplace looks around, VUILLERMOZ is there, GAC goes early. He knows he cannot afford, and they're gonna hold on. The breakaway is gonna do it, and Olivier Le GAC has opened up the advantage. VUILLERMOZ is desperately trying to get back on terms. Olivier Le GAC is looking for this victory for GROUPAMA. Here goes VUILLERMOZ. SKAARSETH is trying to go through as well, but it's Alexis VUILLERMOZ. VUILLERMOZ wins for TOTALENERGIES.
Well, he's more of a puncher than a sprinter, but this was some effort from Alexis VUILLERMOZ as he saw off SKAARSETH and Le GAC to take his 9th career victory. It's his first win in over 3 years. The Frenchman's biggest triumph came on the Mur de Bretagne at the Tour de France in 2015, but this one will also live long in the memory as he also snatched the overall lead from Wout van Aert.
Aujourd'hui, j'y croyais pas vraiment d'ailleurs au briefing.
I really didn't expect to win today. We had a clear plan. Everyone should try to get in the break except for me and Edvald. But I saw the move going, we weren't in it, and I just thought, let's go for it and see what happens. Forget about tomorrow, which probably suited me better. But this is the Dauphiné, and I like that kind of cycling on instinct. I just wanted to have fun, and it worked out. The Escapees coming in 5 seconds clear of the peloton, with VUILLERMOZ taking victory and Van Aert the best of the rest. Ethan Hayter and Hugo Page are once again up there, no fewer than 5 Frenchmen in the top 10. VUILLERMOZ takes his first ever distinctive jersey at a World Tour stage race, a nice late birthday present just 5 days after he turned 34. He leads the Dauphiné by a handful of seconds from SKAARSETH, Le GAC and Van Aert. Van Aert still in the green jersey, which he'll be wearing in tomorrow's 3rd stage. He leads Hayter by 5 points. Roland still the race's best climber, 4 points ahead of today's stage winner VUILLERMOZ. And Vermaeke takes over from Hayter as the best young rider, so he will be in the white jersey on Tuesday. Well, stage 3 is likely to see a shake-up in the general classification with a summit finish to Chastres-Sancy, 6.2 kilometres at 5.6%. There are 3 climbs on the menu over the course of 169 kilometres, and that should give us a clearer picture of who is in the mix for overall victory before Wednesday's individual time trial. Do join us again tomorrow, and thanks for watching.